And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. My story tonight is the age-old story of Romeo and Juliet, a pair of star-crossed lovers caught in the web of a family feud. Now, the families in this case were neighboring ranchers in Owens Valley, California, back around the turn of the century. Midway between the two ranches was a tree where the young couple met, which gives the story its name of Halfway Girl.
Jeannie, my darling.
Oh, Gordon, I love you so. My father were to find out where I was,
He'd what?
I hate to think.
Ginny, you're not a child anymore. You're over 21. You have a right to do as you please.
We've been through this so many times.
All right. Let's put an end to it. Run away together now, today. Find a preacher who'll marry us and start a life.
You know that's impossible. Your father would disown you.
All right, let him.
What about the ranch? It's been his life's work. What would happen to him?
I don't care.
You're all he has, Gordon. Just as I'm all my father has. We're caught.
Just because they hate each other is no reason why our lives should be ruined.
I don't even know what their feud is all about.
Neither do I. I asked my father once a long time ago, but he gave me such a terrible look that I never dared ask him again. A coward, that's what I've been. I'm going back to the ranch and face him now. Tell him my love for you means more than anything else in the world.
Oh, Gordon.
I want all of you. All the time.
Darling, when you talk like that, you give me courage, too. I'll go back and face my father, too. Tell him we can't be separated. He'll have to consent. If not, we'll elope. Tonight.
Goodbye, sweetheart. For now, meet me back here tonight.
Yes, Gordon. Tonight.
What's happened?
He was breaking a new bronc and the cinch buster broke. Darn critter kicked him right here. I'm hightailing it for the doctor.
Where is Pop?
Up in the corral. We were scared to move him.
Pop.
Gordy.
Jake's going to fetch the doctor.
That's no use. Takes hours.
You're not going to die, Pop. Doc will fix you up.
I know better. One thing before I go, though. Promise me you'll never have anything to do with George Cluett or his tribe.
You take it easy, Pop. Don't try to talk.
Is it true you've met that girl of his? I suspicion so. But don't you dare marry her. You hear?
Why?
Her father's a murderer.
Murderer?
He killed my son, your oldest brother, Joe, before you were born. Promise me, no son of mine will ever marry a Cluett.
I promise.
Pop!
Father.
Oh, hello, Jenny. Just filling out the entries for the county fair on the 17th, but I've got your name down as the owner of Keno.
Father,
Oh, no. After all, you raised him from a bottle since birth, and you certainly are entitled to whatever he brings.
Father, there's something I wish you'd tell me. Why do you hate the McLeans?
Don't mention their name in this house ever again, Jenny. Do you understand?
No, I don't. And I want to know.
All right, I will tell you. That's the reason. Your older brother, Sandy, whom you never knew. Joe McLean murdered him.
Murdered?
When he was only 3 years old.
Small child? I can't believe it.
It's true. We'd been down visiting to the J. Bar M Ranch. His mother and him and I used to visit back and forth in those days. Shortly afterward, he came down with typhoid.
Typhoid? But
we traced it to the milk from one of McLean's cows. Oh, there was no doubt about it.
that's not the same as murder.
Sandy died. McLean was responsible. I consider it criminal negligence.
You must have felt terrible.
What about your mother and me? How do you suppose we felt? Losing the only son we ever had.
That's no reason for carrying on a lifelong feud. Accidents happen. Mistakes are made.
I hate Joe McLean. And I'll continue to hate him until my dying day.
Well, you're not going to ruin my happiness with your hatred. I love Gordon McLean, and I'm going to marry him.
Jenny, I forbid it.
You can't stop me. Nothing in this world can stop me.
Jenny!
I've been so worried. I was afraid something had happened.
Something has happened, Jenny. My father's dead.
Gordon.
Thrown and kicked by a bronc just a few minutes before I got home today.
Oh, no. Well, then it had nothing to do with what you were going to tell him about us.
No.
Glad of that. It's bad enough to have to marry against the wishes of one parent.
Jenny.
I had it out with my father, Gordon. I found out the reason for the feud.
So did I.
I tried to reason with him, but it just wasn't any use. He's convinced that your father was a murderer.
The other way around, you mean it was your father who was the murderer.
My father?
Yes, he killed my older brother, Joe.
Who told you that?
Dad did, before he died.
He was out of his head. What happened was that my brother, Sandy, contracted typhoid from one of your father's cows and died.
Well, that would be no reason for my father harboring such hate.
There's no reason for either of them. And I told Father so. I told him I was going to marry you in spite of it, and here I am.
Jenny.
Well, darling, I know this isn't the time we would have chosen, with your father just gone. But I can't go back now.
Oh, Jenny.
Take me with you, darling. We'll find someone who'll marry us tonight.
Darling, I don't know how to tell you this, but my father, as he lay dying, said...
What is it, Gordon?
He begged me. They were his last words. Promise me, no son of mine will ever marry a Cluett.
Gordon, you didn't.
He was dying.
Gordon, how could you? You can't be bound by such a promise. It's ridiculous.
Darling, please try to understand.
What about your promise to me? Doesn't that mean anything?
Honey.
All those wonderful speeches about loving me more than anything else in the world. Being willing to face the devil himself. Well, that's just where you can go.
So Joe McLean is dead. Well, maybe now he knows how wrong he's been after all these years about me and that kid of his.
What do you mean?
I only told you the first half of the story this afternoon, Jenny. There was a sequel to it. After Sandy died, I sort of lost my head a bit.
Swore to McLean that I'd get even with him. Made all kinds of threats. A few months later, they found his only son, little Joey, lying face down in the creek that runs through the J-Bar-M ranch.
Drowned?
Yes. He was just a little tyke that had wandered off and fallen in. But Joe McLean vowed that I'd done it.
No wonder you never spoke to him again. I wouldn't have either. I'm on your side, Father. From now on, I'm all Cluett.
That's the way to talk. It all happened so suddenly, I hardly know where to begin.
Well, I can tell you one thing you can do that your pa was counting on. Go up to the county fair and see what they got to offer.
That's next week, isn't it?
17.
All right, I'll do that. You come along, too. I'll want company.
Sure, boss.
All right, $2,000 I'm bid for this magnificent stallion from the Rancho Seco herd. $2,000. Come on, let me hear your bids now. This is the buy of a lifetime, this gorgeous stallion. $2,000 I'm bid. Come on, speak up.
2,500.
The gentleman bids $2,500. Do I hear a raise?
26.
2,600.
3,000.
$3,000 is the bid.
4,000.
$4,000.
4,100.
Are you crazy?
Maybe.
Do I hear 45? 44.
44.
Let it ride.
5,000.
$5,000 has been bid. Do I hear any more? Going at 5,000 once. Going at 5,000 twice.
Just a minute. I've changed my mind, auctioneer. The horse is not for sale.
It's too late. You can't withdraw after the bidding started.
Then I bid $5,500.
You can't do that either. An owner can't bid for his own animal.
He's right, Miss Cluett. All right, the bid is $5,000. Going once. Going twice. Third and last time. Is that all? Sold to Mr. Gordon McLean for $5,000.
I'll write you out a check.
What were you trying to do? Make me the laughingstock of the whole county?
Nope. I just wanted that horse. I'd have gone higher if necessary.
But why?
Maybe I just wanted to put my brand on something that once belonged to you.
Go get him.
No, let him go. Jenny! Oh, Jenny, come here! You old son of a gun, you.
Chino! Well, how did he get here?
Under his own steam, he just came tearing in here a few minutes ago.
Back in your own corral. Looks like he didn't like his new owner. Can't say as I blame him.
Young McLean will be fit to be tied. Losing the critter he just paid $5,000 for.
Serves him right.
Maybe we best send word by one of the boys.
That won't be necessary.
I thought this is where I'd find him.
Naturally. The homing instinct.
How'd you ever let him get loose?
He broke out of his corral. Thanks to you.
Me?
Yes, for making such a pet out of him. You knew he'd break loose when you sold him to me.
I did not. Besides, you're the last man in the world I wanted to see buy him.
So you say.
Are you accusing my daughter of trying to trick you?
I wouldn't put it past her.
Why?
Clear out of here. Get off this property and never set foot on it again.
I'll leave as soon as I get my property.
I'll give till I count 3.
I'll sue you for this, Cluett.
1.
And I'll collect
2.
every last penny.
You've got to do one of 2 things, Jenny. Either return the animal or...
Keno'd only break loose again. Besides, I don't like the idea of having the McLean brand on him.
Then return the money. Never let it be said that the Cluetts weren't honorable in their dealings, even with the likings of the McLeans.
Very well. I'll see that he gets his money back. Every last penny.
Letter for you, Gordy. From her.
From Ginny?
Her name's on the envelope.
Good reading, huh? She's returning the money tomorrow morning.
Here?
At the halfway tree. Hello, Ginny.
Hello, Gordon.
I'm glad you suggested our meeting here at the halfway tree. It makes everything seem all right again somehow.
Everything is all right. I'm squaring my debt with you.
What's that?
What I owe you.
Pennies?
That's right.
What kind of a trick is this?
No trick at all. I'm keeping Keno and giving you back what you paid for him. In legal tender. Every last penny. 500,000 pennies all told.
They must weigh a ton.
3,400 pounds on our rank scale.
How do you expect me to get these back with me?
Oh, that's your problem. I got them here. With the help of 4 men in a wagon.
You think you're pretty funny, don't you?
If you'll sign this receipt, I'll be on my way.
Oh, no, I'm not signing that.
But I paid you in full.
How do I know? I haven't counted them yet. And you're going to sit here with me till I do. Every blessed one of these 500,000 pennies.
Why, that'll take all day.
That's just fine.
Possibly all night.
You've been here at night before. Come on, sit down. Here, make yourself comfortable. $115,001, $115,002, $115,003, $115,004, $115,005, $115,006, $115,007. $115,008, $115,009, $115,010, $499,997, $998, $999, $500,000.
Morning already?
Already? Longest night I ever sat through, or counted through.
Did you finish?
Yes. Here's your receipt. Paid in full. Goodbye, Ginny.
Goodbye, Gordon.
Good morning, Mr. Hendricks.
How are you, Gordon?
I've been waiting for you. I've got some coin I'd like to deposit.
Why, Peters could have taken care of it for you.
This is a little unusual.
Pennies?
That's right.
Well, I've seen a lot of piggy banks in my day, but I think that's about the granddaddy of them all. How long you been saving up, Gordon?
There's $5,000 worth in all. If I can have a deposit slip.
Oh, the cashier will have to count it first.
I already have, every blasted one of them.
Sorry, bank rules.
Oh, no.
Take care of these, will you, Peters? Come on, you might as well sit down. Make yourself comfortable.
Thanks.
This wasn't part of your father's estate.
No. Well, just a debt someone was paying off.
Oh. Say, speaking of your father, you knew that he had a safe deposit box here, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Most of his papers are kept in a strong box at the ranch.
This goes way back, 30 years or more. I'll get it out for you. You might like to look through it while you're waiting.
Thanks. These do go way back. What's this all about? Who's Jedediah Smith?
I don't know.
Being of sound mind, do hereby willingly give over to Joseph and Martha McLean my infant son for adoption, his own mother having died in childbirth on the wagon journey.
Go on.
And furthermore, agree to relinquish all claims upon the boy, now and forever. Signed this 12th day of March, 1877. My birthday. What does it mean?
Only one thing it can mean.
I'm that boy?
Without a doubt.
But why didn't they tell me?
Could be they didn't want George Cluett to know. You see, George wasn't lucky enough to have another son. He only had a daughter. Daughter? Hey, wait a minute. What about those pennies?
Oh, the heck with them.
I got your message. What are you up to?
Not a thing.
You said there was something wrong with the receipt. I can't see any mistake. The date, the amount.
The signature, that's what's wrong with it. It should be Gordon Smith.
Smith?
My name's not Gordon McLean. My parents adopted me when I was a baby. I found the papers today at the bank when I went to deposit those pennies. Oh, Ginny, if you hadn't given me those pennies, I might never have known the truth. You might have married someone else.
Gordon, are you trying to tell me
We
that...
can be married, darling, yes.
In spite of your promise?
Do you remember the wording of that promise? No son of mine will ever marry a Cluett. Well, I'm not his son.
Oh, Gordon. Gordon.
There are no more McLeans for your folks to hate. Just a guy named Smith.
And there's no more halfway girl. Just a girl named Mrs. Smith.
Well, there it is. The old Romeo and Juliet story. But this time with a happy ending. And you know something? I'll bet their kids save pennies.